Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Gaura Dhawanlal with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi assures Citizenship Amendment Act does not affect any Indian citizen and no one has to worry about it. Over 62% polling recorded in fourth phase of assembly elections in Jharkhand. A Delhi court convicts expelled BJP MLA Kuldeep Singh Sengar in 2017 Unnao rape case. Centre releases GST compensation of over 35,000 crore rupees to states and union territories. And Vijay Diwas, commemorating India's victory over Pakistan in 1971 war, celebrated across the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has unequivocally assured that the Citizenship Amendment Act, CAA, does not affect any Indian citizen of any religion and no Indian has anything to worry about. Mr. Modi said in a series of tweets that this act is only for those who have faced years of persecution outside and have no other place to go to except India. The Prime Minister expressed distress at the violent protests on the CAA. He said they are unfortunate and deeply distressing. Mr. Modi said debate, discussion and dissent are essential parts of democracy, but damage to public property and disturbance of normal life has never been a part of the Indian ethos. He said the act was passed by both houses of parliament with overwhelming support and it illustrates India's centuries-old culture of acceptance, harmony, compassion and brotherhood. The Prime Minister said vested interest groups cannot be allowed to divide people and create disturbance. The BJP today accused the Congress and other opposition parties of instigating students by misleading them on the Citizenship Amendment Act. Talking to reporters in New Delhi, party spokesperson Sambit Patra alleged that the opposition is dividing people on communal lines. He said there is nothing against any religion, community or caste of India in the Act. Meanwhile, Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and other Congress leaders sat on a symbolic protest at India Gate over police action against students. Earlier, opposition parties demanded a judicial inquiry into yesterday's police action in Jamia Millia Islamia. Briefing reporters along with other opposition leaders, Congress leader Ghulam Nabi Azad condemned the incident. Sitaram Yechury of the CPI-M, D. Raja of the CPI, Sharad Yadav of the Loktantrik Janata Dal and Manoj Jha of the RJD also questioned the police action. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear tomorrow pleas which have alleged police atrocities on students holding protests against the CAA at Aligarh Muslim University and the Jamia Millia Islamia University. A bench headed by Chief Justice S.A. Bobde today also took serious note of the rioting and destruction of public property during the protests and said this must stop immediately. Delhi police today said it exercised maximum restraint during yesterday's violence in Jamia Millia Islamia University in the national capital. Briefing reporters, Delhi Police PRO M.S. Randhawa said police used minimum force during the protests. He said around 30 police personnel and 39 protesters were injured and around 100 private vehicles and 10 police bikes were damaged by protesters. He said the entire incident will be investigated by the crime branch. In Uttar Pradesh, the situation in all educational institutions, including Aligarh Muslim University and Nadwa College in Lucknow, is reported to be under control after protests by students against the CAA. Our correspondent reports that internet has been blocked temporarily in Aligarh, Meerut and Saharanpur districts. DGP O.P. Singh told AIR that some police personnel were injured during clashes with students in AMU. He said police is on alert and appealed to everyone not to pay heed to rumours being spread by antisocial elements.
शिक्षण संस्थानों के छात्रों और कतिपय अराजक तत्वों द्वारा दिल्ली की जामिया मिलिया यूनिवर्सिटी की घटना को लेकर विरोध प्रदर्शन का प्रयास किया गया, परंतु पुलिस और प्रशासन द्वारा तत्परता से उस पर नियंत्रण कर लिया गया। पूरे प्रदेश में सभी जगह स्थिति पूरी तरह से नियंत्रण में है।
Meanwhile, there were reports of protests and stone pelting on a bus in Mao district but the situation is under control now. The district magistrate said Section 144 has been imposed in the district and the administration is keeping an eye on the situation. The Assam government says a high-level inquiry will be set up to probe the recent violence in the state. Talking to newspersons in Guwahati, Assam Finance Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma said 136 cases have been registered in the state and 190 persons arrested for their alleged involvement in the violence during the protests against CAA. In West Bengal, police have arrested 354 people from many parts of the state so far in connection with violence and damage caused to government property during protests against the Citizenship Amendment Act. According to official sources, though protests are continuing, the overall situation is under control. The fourth phase of assembly elections in Jharkhand passed off peacefully. 15 constituencies spread over 4 districts, namely Dhanbad, Deoghar, Giridih and Bokaro went to polls in this phase today. No untoward incident has been reported from the areas where polling was held. Chief Electoral Officer Vinay Kumar Chaubey said 62.54% voting was recorded, adding that the percentage is likely to increase after getting the final figure from presiding officers.
इस चरण में जो 15 विधानसभा है उसमें 62.54% मतदाताओं ने अपने मताधिकार का प्रयोग किया। 2014 के विधानसभा में इन्हीं 15 विधानसभा क्षेत्रों में औसत मतदान 64.66% हुआ था। आज का मतदान पूरी तरह से शांतिपूर्ण रहा। कहीं से किसी भी प्रकार की कोई अप्रिय घटना की सूचना प्राप्त नहीं है।
Over 66% voting was recorded in the 5 Naxal-affected constituencies of Bagodar, Jamua, Giridih, Dumri and Tundi. The AIR correspondent reports that a large number of people in the Naxal-infested constituencies came out from their homes to cast votes.
During today's poll, rural voters exercised their franchise in large numbers. Women voters have outnumbered male voters in almost all polling booths of 15 constituencies. 95% Divyang voters also exercised their votes. Maximum 75% voting was recorded in Chandan-Kiari constituency. Political fortune of 221 candidates, including 22 women, have been sealed in EVMs. In remaining 16 constituencies, polling will be on 20th of this month. With KK Lal, Anuja Kumar, AIR News.
Meanwhile, campaigning for the 5th and final phase in 16 constituencies has gained momentum in the state. Polling for this phase will be held on the 20th of this month. Addressing an election meeting in Pakur, senior BJP leader Amit Shah promised that if his party is voted to power, reservation quota for OBCs will be increased without disturbing the quota of SC and ST communities. He alleged that opposition parties in Jharkhand never tried to control Naxalism. Seeking votes in favor of the Grand Alliance, JMM chief Shibu Soren said only natives of Jharkhand could save the interests of tribal communities of the state. JVM President Babulal Marandi assured people that landowners of mines will be given royalty and their family members will be given government jobs. AJSU Chief Sudesh Kumar Mahato and the state in charge of Jharkhand Congress RPN Singh also addressed rallies today. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, visit our News on AIR app and follow us on Twitter @AIR News Alerts. You can also visit our website www.newsonair.com. A Delhi court today convicted expelled BJP MLA Kuldeep Singh Sengar for raping a minor girl in Unnao in 2017. The court convicted Sengar for rape under the Indian Penal Code and POCSO Act. District Judge Dharmesh Sharma, however, acquitted co-accused Shashi Singh of all charges. The court will hear arguments on the quantum of sentence on Wednesday. The offences entail a maximum punishment of life imprisonment. Former President Pranab Mukherjee has said that Atal Bihari Vajpayee's innate qualities as an orator and moderator greatly influenced the Indian political scenario. Delivering the second Atal Bihari Vajpayee Memorial Lecture in New Delhi today, Mr. Mukherjee said, as a Democrat, Vajpayee was one of the few leaders who thought of every angle before taking any decision. He said Vajpayee ensured steady growth of the Indian economy at an average rate of 6%. An army soldier was martyred in Gurez sector along the LOC in North Kashmir's Bandipora district. Defence sources said that Pakistani troops resorted to unprovoked firing along Gurez sector yesterday, in which one Jawan sustained critical injuries. He succumbed to his injuries today. Sources said Indian troops retaliated to the firing in a befitting manner. The centre today released the GST compensation of 35,298 crore rupees to states and union territories. The move came 2 days ahead of the GST Council meeting on Wednesday. The meeting is expected to discuss measures to raise revenue. Our correspondent reports that GST revenue collection witnessed an impressive recovery with positive growth of 6% last month as compared to the collections of the same month last year. The gross GST revenue collected in November is over 1,03,000 crore rupees. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman held her second pre-budget consultations with stakeholder groups from the financial sector and capital markets in New Delhi today. The Finance Ministry said the main areas of discussion included increasing credit offtake from banks, governance changes in public sector banks, creation of well-functioning bond markets, alternative investment funds in the real estate sector, and measures for alleviating stress among non-banking financial companies. The nation celebrated Vijay Diwas today, commemorating India's victory over Pakistan in the 1971 war. Rich tributes were paid to the martyrs who laid down their lives during the war. On this day in 1971, the 14-day war with Pakistan ended with subsequent succession of East Pakistan into Bangladesh. Army Chief General Bipin Rawat, Air Force Chief Air Chief Marshal R.K.S. Bhadoria and Navy Chief Admiral Karambir Singh paid tributes at the National War Memorial on the occasion of Vijay Diwas. A wreath-laying ceremony was held at Vijay Smarak at Fort William, the headquarters of the Eastern Command in Kolkata, this morning. Vijay Diwas was also celebrated in Bangladesh today. Several areas in northern India are in the grip of a cold wave today. Delhiites experienced a chilly day as the maximum temperature settled at 12.9 degrees Celsius, 10 notches below the season's average. However, the minimum temperature was 2 notches above the season's average at 10.2 degrees Celsius. Dense fog disrupted several flights in Chandigarh. The Indian Met Department, IMD, said the temperature will go down slightly tomorrow and abate from Wednesday in Delhi and some pockets over Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, West Uttar Pradesh and North Rajasthan. In the Kashmir region, minimum temperatures throughout the valley continue to remain several notches below the freezing point. Srinagar recorded a night temperature of minus 1.6 degrees Celsius, whereas Gulmarg and Pahalgam recorded minus 10 degrees Celsius. The administration is engaged in efforts to ensure power supply, road connectivity and supply of all essential items and services to people, particularly in the far-flung areas of Kashmir and Jammu. IAS officer Ravi Mittal took charge as the new Secretary Information and Broadcasting Ministry today. Mr. Mittal took charge from Amit Khare, who has been appointed as Secretary, Department of Higher Education. The Ministry of Human Resource Development today said the revised date of the joint CSIR-UGC NET examination for Assam and Meghalaya will be announced soon. The examination was postponed yesterday. A total of 7,772 candidates were scheduled to appear in the examination at 24 centres located in both states. Indian skipper Virat Kohli retained his top spot among batsmen in the latest ICC Test Rankings issued today. With 928 points, Kohli is 17 points clear of Australia's Steve Smith. Chiteshwar Pujara with 791 and Ajinkya Rahane with 759 held on to their 4th and 6th spots. And now, before we close the headlines once again, Prime Minister Narendra Modi assures Citizenship Amendment Act does not affect any Indian citizen and no one has to worry about it. Over 62% polling recorded in 4th phase of assembly elections in Jharkhand. Delhi court convicts expelled BJP MLA Kuldeep Singh Sengar in 2017 Unnao rape case. Centre releases GST compensation of over 35,000 crore rupees to states and union territories. And Vijay Diwas, commemorating India's victory over Pakistan in 1971 war, celebrated across the country. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.